You look beautiful as always.
As always. Today we are starting recording an album project for a band, and we're going to do it instrument by instrument, starting with the drums. Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to mic up the kick drum. It's usually between these two. This one, it's like a more all-around rock and roll sound. It's a little rounder. This one is kind of scooped. Just the directness of this mic is going to really help cut through the aggressive guitars in this band. So we're going to go with the Audix D6. We are putting this way into the drum, pretty close to the head, just to get the attack of that kick drum. Just getting this bottom snare mic in. So we got two room mics going for a stereo room sound. What we're doing is taking a ribbon microphone facing the null pattern of the mic toward the drums. So the mic is picking up here and here, but the drums are in that direction. So that'll make a more distant sound, more useful for making a bigger room sound. Generally, one of your goals with tom mics is kind of aim them away from the cymbals. I really wanted to use some small diaphragm condensers as overheads for this band. This one is going to be facing right at this crash cymbal, this one at this crash cymbal. Normally I use large diaphragm condensers and I aim them at the snare actually because I feel like it gives a less harsh picture of the cymbals. But this band, I think everything just needs to be kind of in your face. So I'm going to mic these cymbals straight on, and then in a minute I'm going to put a mic on the ride cymbal and the hi-hat. Then we have a ton of control in the mix. So I actually really like these gooseneck stands. You can position the mic at the cymbal but away from the kit, so you're going to really get as much isolated cymbal as you can and less of the kit as a whole. Yeah, I better get a tripod for that. That just doesn't look right. It's too heavy.
We got some more.
I think you asked like what gear would I recommend or at one point on Facebook or something, and I'm like, I don't know, it's gonna be something very boring. And it's literally like, I just had to find the right stand so we can walk around the drums and not be knocking the stand over every time. I found this and like, that's got my name written all over it. Like, no one else is gonna care about it. So this board doesn't have a phase or polarity reverse button, and we need to get the bottom snare mic reverse polarity from the top snare mic. So I got a bunch of these, just an inline phase reverse plug, and that'll do the trick. I thought the snare was tuned fairly high, but I think now that I hear it played back, I think we could go higher with it. Give it a quarter turn all around. Alright, yeah, I'm liking the sound of that. I always like to just start off with your easiest, most straightforward, most like your biggest hits first. Just like get a lot done in the beginning when you have lots of energy. When you're approaching every take, I think just think of it as a take as a whole. Make sure the whole take has a good feel to it. You can't worry too much about these tiny pinpoint mistakes. The one thing you can't fake or edit in on the computer is just like a great feel overall. So we're trying to get enough attack on the kick, and it sounds really punchy on its own, but I don't think it's going to compete with the guitars. So I've asked Jason to turn his kick beater around from the felt side to the plastic side. I think that's going to do it. So I didn't think we were going to have much footage on drum tuning, but it's probably be doing that all day, I guess, with the new heads. But yeah, if you put a fresh moon gel on the bottom head, it will stick there, even defying gravity. But you often just have an endless ringing sound unless you mute the bottom head some way. Yeah, there. Yeah, we've got a match set now.
All right.
What would be a good one to go on to from here? Like I was saying, we're gonna keep on going with the most straightforward ones to the more complicated ones.
Let's try Fight or Flight.
All right. Okay, day 2, we got the drums done. They sound great. We're moving on to bass guitar. So I think actually we'll turn this speaker cab around, but still keep the head facing this way so you can tweak it. I'll hold this. Oh man, this is not light. No, it's not.
I'm so glad I kept rolling.
Oh, probably.
So I don't always multi-mic cabs, but considering this bass amp is gonna be so loud in this room. I want to pick it up on a couple different mics so we can have multiple options when we're mixing it. So we got a 57 and we got this Shure Beta 52 down there. They're on the center of the cone because why not? Of course, we're taking a DI off the bass guitar too. We'll have that to work with. So we got the bass on 3 tracks here. You can zoom into the waveform and see how well they're lined up in phase with each other. For what we're doing, they're close enough. One isn't completely inverse of the other. This one's going up, this one's going up, this one's going down, this one's going down. We're good to go with that. Plus it sounds good. Oftentimes we have to make the bass even edgier to compete with the guitars. Because it sounds great when there's no guitars in there, but then the guitars completely drown it out. So you often have to shoot for a more edgy, brighter sound on the bass. I feel like I'm not doing my due diligence unless I crank up the master volume on a tube amp.
Yeah.
I think that's a crime if you're not
Totally fair.
cooking those power tubes. Awesome. I'm a little happier with it rattling the building a little bit more.
Hey, you don't have to convince me.
It has that little more growl right now that
Let's see how it records. I just think it sounds awesome, and you play well. So
Sweet.
I think we're good to just knock it out
Let's do it.
before any of the neighbors get here. So if all goes well, we're going to use the reactive load box alongside the actual mic on the speaker cab, and we're gonna shoot them out or just hear how they sound compared to each other. This effects loop setup is just hurting my feelings. So this is what you need. This is beautiful here.
Just chuck it.
Yeah. Both tracks sound good. I think just to move the session forward, we're just gonna hit record. We're gonna play the amp in the room. Roger's tone is like pretty straightforward. He doesn't have any pedals. He doesn't change the tone between different songs. And then we'll have the load box track there to blend in, use, maybe not use in mixing. I think it's sounding good right out of the amp.
Yeah, sounds like you. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, captured, it sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds really good.
So we ended up actually using the direct load box guitars because the guitars were just too annoyingly loud in the room. Anyway, there is a part where we need to get feedback in the beginning of a song. So we're plugging the speaker back in, and Roger is going to get some feedback for the intro of that song. I think we can work with that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the radio.
Is it the radio already?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. Ooh, the country station too. I don't know if that's a good omen.
Has something to do with the shielding and the power supply.
Right.
Don't think we can fix it.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's probably not going to be.
It would be funny if we had a roll of tinfoil, just wrap it around the thing. Would that actually do it?
I wonder if there's a way
I'll
to
try
change
this
the
one.
station at least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that works.
So we swapped out Mark's JMP for my JCM 800, which arguably sounded just as good. That was amazing. I thought the lead sounded great, but let me just punch you in and
Yeah,
you can
I'll just do it one or two more times.
nail it. You can make it perfect. I hope you like this video. We're trying to do something a little different in the audio YouTube world. If you dig it, the best thing you can do to support us is just hit that subscribe button and drop a comment, hit the like button, all that good stuff. So until next time, I'll see you. Cheers.